Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Chris and Susan Beasley. We are co-hosting tonight with our amazing friends and business partners across the pond, Jordan Schultz and Angela Moore. Now, Jordan looking very swish tonight because we told him that in the UK and Europe, we do things very posh. So he's turned up in his wedding suit, and I think he looks absolutely amazing. I'm not quite sure about the drink you're having there. That isn't quite the cup of tea that we have here in the UK. But guys, we are so excited to be joining you tonight and to be going through some training to really explain to you what it is to make money online, how we make money online, and what some of these strange terms are that you may not have come across, or you have come across and you really don't know what the heck they are. And we certainly were in that position 4 years ago when we first came online, because we were accountants and we didn't do anything to do with marketing. But before we get into that, I really and truly would like to introduce you to Angela and to Jordan and let them have a few words with you.
All right. So first off, you guys don't like the Corner Country Store iced tea?
No.
It's unsweetened, though, just so you know.
What is the Corner Country Store?
It's called the Country Store, yeah.
It's like, what is it? It's one of those gas stations, the Shell station. I don't know if you guys have those over in, I think you guys call them the petrol station, right?
That's right, but ours are smaller.
Well, we made them make custom cups because we've been staying up a lot and working really hard here. So, you know, we're excited to be here. We're excited you two invited us down here, and we're excited to do something earlier in the afternoon like this because, you know, for you guys, it's actually late at night, and that's just something that we're excited to actually let people from the UK come on at a reasonable hour without having. I remember so many people back in the day saying, "Oh my God, I'm up at 3 in the morning and I'm up till 5 or whatever." I just can't. I can't fathom having to wake up between 3 and 5 in the morning to get on very pertinent, detailed hangouts and whatnot. It's just kind of crazy. So we're excited to be here at this time. And we're excited to do some training here today. I might cut a little loose, might take the jacket off. We're not sure if that's going to happen yet.
Yeah, do it. Just do it.
A little bit. But we wanted to make sure we look professional for you because we understand the UK people are a little more professional than us in the United States. So I'm looking forward to what we're going to be laying out tonight. We're going to be teaching. We understand too that you know, there's a lot of people out here who might be brand new to internet marketing and, you know, don't know a whole lot. And really that's exciting if you're brand new to internet marketing because you made a decision to do something different that most people won't do. And, you know, there is a learning curve, but with what you're going to learn here tonight from the 4 of us, and we might have some other guests popping on, I'm not 100% sure, but from what you're going to learn from the 4 of us, you're going to learn the simplest, most easy way possible on how to start making money online. So we're excited to share that with you tonight. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Angela.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're absolutely very, very excited. And this is, you know, you're here today with us and with Chris and Susan. And like George said, we might have another couple people popping out here. And right now is just a really, really exciting time to be on the internet and the internet marketing space. I got started about 6 years ago online and really, really struggled for the first 4 years because there wasn't the correct processes in place that's in place now. You know, when I got started, I was told to do paid marketing. I was told, you know, if you can, you know, have the right sales process in place, and then you can just do paid traffic, you can spend $1 and make $3 back. And I was an insurance broker at the time, and I understood paid marketing. I was doing it already for my business. But when I came online and tried to do it, it didn't really work for me because I didn't really have the right processes in place. I didn't understand how to write ads. I didn't understand how to do headlines. I didn't understand certain components. And because I didn't understand certain components, you know, it took me 4 years and $45,000 in debt before I finally figured things out and was able to create a 5-figure monthly income on the internet. I've been online now for the past couple of years, earning a 6-figure income, and it's all because of learning the right formulas, learning the right systems to put in place to where, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm out, you know, skiing or at a music festival or out to dinner or where I'm at. Jordan and I are constantly making money 24/7, whether we're working or not, because we've got the right sales system in place. So what we're going to be teaching you guys tonight is how to have the right sales system in place. And when I say sales system, it doesn't mean that you need to be doing the selling. You know, this is another fallacy that a lot of people don't really quite get. You know, when I first got involved in the industry, I came in via MLM, wherein, you know, I was told, go talk to a bunch of friends and family and get a bunch of people in, and it was me that was having to be the system. It was me that was having to do the selling. It was me that was having to do three-way calls. It was me that was the system. And you know, here's the problem when you're the system. You have to be working in order for your system to work. And the reason why we get involved in this industry, at least the reason I got involved in this industry, and I know the reason that Jordan got involved in this industry, is so that we don't have to be working all the time, so that we can have that time freedom, have that lifestyle, have that time with our family, our friends, our kids if you have them, and be able to, you know, live life without having to report to a job each day, set an alarm clock, and listen to your boss, right? That's why we get started. So, you know, I struggled for a long time, finally broke through, and the reason I broke through is exactly because of the things that we're going to share with you tonight. So I'm really excited to be here, really excited for Chris and Susan to have us out here. We feel honored and privileged. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Jordan. Or to Chris and Susan.
You guys, if you guys want to jump in there.
Yeah.
Before we get down to business.
Before you
I just think Jordan is sitting there, he's looking like the Godfather, isn't he?
That's the exact same
Can I go
thing.
find my little kitty cat?
I just channeled that thought to you, Chris.
It's incredible.
Funny.
And it's something I just to touch on actually as well, because in this internet marketing space that you referred to, that we all belong to, and we actually call it a profession because we believe it truly is a profession.
Certainly is now we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. As long as the UK's involved, it is professional.
But the thing is, it's often seen as not professional. It's often seen as somewhat dubious or somewhat not the nice sort of thing to be doing. And we really want to dispel that myth tonight. And which is why we made you wear a suit, Jordan, because otherwise we'd have been back exactly in the space that everyone thinks we live in.
I should put my suit on, shouldn't I?
We're down below, so you know, hopefully I don't stand up, right? I'm just kidding, folks.
That's too much information. We're keeping this professional, guys. But no, seriously, any of you watching this, you know, if you're absolutely brand new to online marketing, internet marketing, and you really want to, or have thought you've wanted to dip your toe in the water and really get to know it, this tonight is your perfect opportunity to do that, because Jordan and Angela have put something together that we are incredibly excited to be sharing with you and to be a part of, because we believe this will totally, and you may have seen this many times, but we believe this will totally revolutionize the space that we're in, and more people will start seeing success online that they have never seen before. Because at the end of the day, I know when we came online 4 years ago, and we'll briefly tell you a little bit of our story to put that in perspective, we just didn't really understand it. We didn't really get it, and every little stage we went through required a huge amount of learning, because it was way outside our comfort zone. It was nothing we had any experience of. Fortunately, we did have a really good mentor who took us under his wing, but his mentoring style was absolutely fabulous. It was, here you go, learn it, do it, and when you've done that, tell me. And that's exactly what we did. But tonight you're going to learn how to totally shortcut that. So let us explain. I'll get Chris to explain, because he's really good at doing this, to explain actually what happened to us when we embarked on this journey 4 years ago, so you can totally understand how lucky you are tonight.
It's quite amazing, really, because as Susan said, I mean, you know, some of you will be able to relate to this, I'm sure. You know, we made a decision that we were totally and utterly fed up, to be honest. You know, we had our own accounting consultancy business, and yeah, it was successful. But the problem is we had to work 6 days a week. We worked probably 10, 12 hours a day, so it was a good 60-hour week. we were always at the beck and call of our clients. You know, and even when we were on the ski slopes, people were ringing and saying, "Oh, you know, can you help?" And us being us, and because it's your own business, you just think, "Oh, it's a responsibility that you have," even though that your clients know you're on holiday. You know, it might just be something that you know, one silly question that you could answer in 10 seconds, and they've been able to move on, and you provided a good service. But the problem with it is that it's still a time for money business. And, you know, many of you here are either, maybe you got a job, or maybe you are self-employed. And, you know, you're in this boat where it doesn't matter what you do, you're at the beck and call of somebody else. And, you know, like us, we were self-employed, didn't have a boss, we were the boss.
I was his boss and he was mine.
But yeah, exactly. But the problem was that our clients were our bosses, really. You know, that's who we were answering to. And, you know, it's no different to you having a job. You know, you go to work from 8 till 4 or 9 till 5 or 8 till 6 or whatever hours you work nowadays. You know, I can say that because I haven't had a proper job for 4 years. And we work the hours that we want to work, and then we'll take a few weeks off, and we'll do all this sort of stuff because we control our own lifestyle now, which is absolutely fantastic. But it wasn't something that just happened. It was a conscious decision that we made. And, you know, that's why you're here tonight, because tonight you're here to make a decision. And I don't know why you're here particularly, but I know one thing. I know one thing about you. You're watching this because you want to change something. You know, you're not happy doing what you're doing. You might just want to make some extra money. You might want to totally get rid of your boss and replace your income. You know, you might just want to have freedom, you know, which is what Susan and I did. Yes, we wanted to replace our income, but we wanted the freedom. We wanted the freedom to travel, you know, because, as Susan says, we're not spring chickens anymore.
I didn't say that tonight.
No, you didn't, did you? But I'm saying it for you. So the thing is that, you know, you're in a position where you make a decision that you want to change something, and then your biggest challenge is, how am I going to change it? How am I going to change it? That's the biggest challenge. And the thing is that there are some things that stop you making that decision. And one of those is going to be your friends and family. One of those is going to be your friends and family, because, you know, they're probably in a similar position to you. So they may have got a job, they've got family, they work from paycheck to paycheck, and maybe have one holiday a year. You know, don't have the time with the children that they want to. Don't have the time to be able to go to the children's school plays and all those sorts of things. So, you know, the thing is that there's a reason why you want to change, but those people, your friends and family, are stopping you making that decision. They're stopping you moving forward because they're protecting you. The challenge you've got is you're saying, but I don't want that anymore. I want this. I want something different. I want something better for me and my family. You know, let me ask you a question. How would it be if next week you went to somebody in your friends and family and you said, I've just made my first $100 online. I can tell you it works. You know, that's one of the biggest challenges that people have. And we'll tell you our story about that in a minute, how long it took us. It certainly didn't take us 7 days, I can assure you. But the thing is that, you know, so that's one challenge you've got. You've got the people around you saying, oh, you don't want to do that. You know, it's only one of those silly internet things. You know, just carry on doing what you're doing.
That's what our parents told us.
When we decided to give up our accountancy business,
they said, "Oh, we're totally crazy."
Exactly.
No.
And they said, "Well, why do you want to do that? Don't worry, everything will be all right."
Everything wasn't all right. We had no pension.
That's the big thing.
And that was the biggest thing. We had no pension, but actually we hadn't sort of told our parents,
you know, we never
how bad that was. So they didn't really truly appreciate it, did they?
Not at the time. So the thing is, so you got your friends and family. They're stopping you. Now there's another big thing also that's stopping you, and that's you. you know, inside you, your internal person, call it what you like, up here, your doubt, the little person sitting on your shoulder going, it will never work, it will never work, it will never work. You know, because that's we all have that. We all have that person. And then you have another person on the other shoulder saying, I really want to, oh, it's this side, I don't know, I really want to do it, I really want to do it. You know, it's just what happens. And it's whoever shouts the loudest that potentially wins. But the thing is, you have to look at yourself and realize your true potential, because that's the one thing that everybody has doubts about. Can I do it? It's the one question that we get asked more than anything else. Will it work for me? The question never comes in that direct form, does it? It's,
no,
it's always
what it means.
It's always sort of couched in another way. Will it work for me? But that's what it means. You know, it's all right for you guys. You've done it. It's working for you. How do I know it will work for you? For me? Well, the thing is you have to have a belief. You have to have a trust in people, whether that's in us or, like we've done this week, we've put our total trust in Jordan and Angela. Why? Because we know them as friends, we know them as people, we know them as professional online marketers. And if they say, we've done this and we've tested it and these are the results, it works, we're not going to go, oh no, I'm not doing that. No. You know, we just go, okay, we know you, we know what you do, we trust you, we're going to try it. We're going to give it a go. We're going to join, we're going to buy some of your traffic, and we're going to get work for ourselves.
Don't get scared, we're talking about language and stuff you don't know
about. But
the
thing is that that's where the trust has to come in. You know, at some point you have to look at somebody or some people or whatever and make that decision. Yes, I'm going to trust Chris and Susan, or yes, I'm going to trust Jordan and Angela, or yes, I'm going to trust the person who may have invited you to this webinar tonight. You know, that's the point. You have to make, you have to have the trust, and you have to make the decision. Once you make the decision, all of this little chatter on your shoulders goes away, because you then know where you're going. And that's what you need to work out for yourself. Okay, are you going to do it? Why do you want to do it? How are you going to do it? Are you going to put the time in? Do you have the determination? Because if you have the determination, nothing's going to stop you doing it. The only thing that's stopping you doing it is making that first decision to take that first step. Now, going back to what Susan said earlier on about our story, you know, when we first joined, we first started looking at the internet, we'd sort of got this inkling that we wanted to change something. And we thought, yeah, we'll do it. And we started to investigate online. And funnily enough, we met somebody. We came across a guy online, young guy. I mean, he was 27 at the time. We were in our mid-50s. So
young like these guys here.
We had a son older than him, and yet he knew all about this internet stuff, which was amazing. And you know, we did our research, and we thought, yeah, he's the guy. And let me tell you what happened. We bought a product. We spent $3,000 on a product. And we thought, okay, this is us.
Yes, we're ready.
We're ready.
Can do this.
What happened next? It sat on the shelf for 9 months. We did absolutely nothing with it. Stuff got in the way. Life got in the way. Our other business got in the way. And so, but, you know, we always had this niggling thing. We knew it was sitting on the shelf up there. We knew it was up there. And all we had to do was go and grab it and bring it down and do it. And one day that happened, didn't it? We just got to a point, we got so sick and tired of doing what we were doing, and a few circumstances came together, and we just said, that's it, we're going to do this. And we picked up the phone and we spoke to him and said, right, we're ready to go, what do we do first?
And he said, well, what are you going to do first? So we said, actually, we've made perhaps rather a rash decision, but we've actually just given our clients all 6 months notice, and we're giving ourselves 6 months to have this work. Now, maybe that may sound crazy to you, but we work under that kind of pressure with that kind of end goal in mind. We would definitely not recommend that's something that you do, which is why you're here tonight, because we want to show you a system that will start you earning money better and quicker than you probably have ever envisaged or imagined or deemed possible even. We wish this had been around when we came online, because it would have shortened our learning process. But the guys are going to take you through some of the terminology. They're going to explain exactly how you make money online, what a funnel is, and why you need to know all this kind of information, not in great detail, but as an overview, because we certainly didn't. And our mentor said to us when we got started, he said, you just got to do this marketing thing. He didn't say what we had to do specifically. We had to go and find out what that thing was, and we had to market towards selling that product that we had actually bought the same. It was $3,000 product. So we had to go and learn multiple streams of what we call multiple streams of marketing. I had to learn social media. I had to learn blogging. I had to learn article writing. I had to learn how to create videos.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
videos.
Oh my goodness. Chris did all our website. We had no such thing as easy press and go websites for blogs, and that took ages and ages to put together. But the long and the short of it, we were given a time scale, and he said, by how many months was it, Chris?
He said, you're going to make your first, well, he said, you know, this is all about belief, to be honest, when we started, you know. He said, if you do what I tell you to do, and that included building a website, which, you know, he said, just go buy this software, put it on your computer, learn it, watch the training videos, and then build a website, which was great fun.
No.
Sort of.
No.
And the thing was, you know, I'd spend hours and hours doing this. And remember, I've done a full day's work, and then I come home and I'm playing on the computer building this website, and I put it up online, FTP and all this stuff, whatever that meant. I still don't know what it means, but there we are. It's a term I learned, but you don't need to learn it because you're not going to do FTP and stuff. So the thing was that we put it up there, and I'd say to Susan, what do you think of this, Susan? And I'm so proud of it. And Susan, oh, I don't really like the colour. Or she'd say, that little picture there, could you just move it a little bit to the left? And the point was that meant I had to go back to square one, sort of restructure the whole thing, and then upload it. And in the end, I said, that's it, it's done.
He's been very good. He's not going to swear. And he didn't swear at me.
But it did take us about 2 months to build this thing. Now the thing was, we were doing this part-time, and that's the other big challenge that a lot of people have, particularly if you're new and you're looking at this for the first time, is how do I fit this in with my job, my daytime occupation, whatever that is. You know, the thing is you have to fit it in. You have to like put it as an appointment in your diary. That's what we did, because we had a client. You know, we could have still been working at a client's office at 8 o'clock in the evening. But what we did, we said, right, okay, we're going to put an appointment in the diary for 7 p.m. And that's what we did, which meant we left our clients at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in order to drive home for half an hour, and then Susan would put the dinner on, and we said 7 o'clock we're starting on our business. And that's what you guys need to do. You just need to schedule it. And if you schedule it, all of a sudden it becomes very simple, because you know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go home, 7 o'clock, you're going to sit down, you're going to work on your business till 9 o'clock or whatever time you decide, and you're going to make this happen. And that's the thing, you make it happen. But as Susan said, our first mentor said to us, you know, keep following what I'm telling you to do. Keep following what I'm telling you to do, and you'll get your first lead. You'll start to get leads. We got our first lead after 8 weeks. 8 weeks.
Can you imagine that? 8 weeks. We kept going for 8 weeks.
8 weeks, believing in somebody else's belief, somebody else's dream, if you like. But when it happens for you, all of a sudden you go, wow, it does work. He wasn't telling lies. He wasn't taking advantage of me. You know, nobody likes to fail, do we? Nobody likes to fail. And when you see something happen for yourself, all of a sudden your belief goes, boom, it works. Now what then happened was we still hadn't made a sale. And he said, at 3 months you will make your first sale. Bear in mind, we're brand new and we're selling a product at $3,000. So we're going through from that. And at 12 weeks, we made our first sale. And our belief went up here, sky high, because all of a sudden it had worked for us. And that's exactly the same for you, because one of your challenges, as we said earlier, the question is, will it work for me? And that's the one thing that we're going to want to talk to you about tonight, which is why you're here and why Jordan and Angela are here, because we don't want you waiting 8 weeks for your first lead. We don't want you waiting. Oh, cats arrived.
Sorry, I'll get the cats.
We don't want you waiting 3 months for your first sale, because you might not be like us. You might not have that big enough why, that big enough challenge that's going to keep you going whilst effectively you're not getting any personal results. Hello, Harry. So, the thing is what we want to show you tonight is exactly how you can get results so much quicker, and so your belief will switch potentially within 7 days. If you put the effort in and you do what you follow the process, you follow the system, you could potentially make your first sale, if you like, within 7 days. You could certainly get your first lead within 7 days. But the thing is, what you're going to do is you're going to learn, you're going to go through a process. It's a very simple process. And it's not going to take you weeks and weeks and weeks to learn what to do. I think we've got a 6-step process, and that 6-step process, we're talking about short videos and you clicking a few buttons
and doing stuff. That's
and
the
doing
key.
stuff.
Doing stuff.
But that's the thing, because as you go through the system, you're going to go, it's told me to do this, and what I don't want you to do, because you've made the decision at the beginning, I'm getting started with this, I'm doing it. What I don't want you to do is get to step 3 and go, oh, do I really have to? Oh, there's somebody sitting on your shoulder going, oh, should I really click that button? This is about self-commitment for you. This is about, I've made the decision to get started. I'm now going to follow the 6 steps.
Prove it to yourself.
And prove it to yourself.
Absolutely, prove it to yourself.
Prove
Don't
it to yourself
listen to what we're saying. Don't
Absolutely.
listen to what Angela and Jordan say. Don't listen to what anybody else say. Try it for yourself. Prove it for yourself. And when you do, you are going to be just totally, totally amazed. We've got the proof. We've seen the proof. But you need the proof for yourself. And I think that's a perfect moment to bring.
Just one other thing I just want to think. Yeah, one of the things that people don't understand, and if you're totally new, you won't understand this either. So it's why I wanted to just quickly touch on it. Is that when we build, when we start to work online, okay, there potentially is a huge process that you have to go through. Okay, you need to learn all the different terminology. I mean, that's a challenge in itself. You need to learn how to do a specific marketing strategy, and that's another challenge. There's lots of things that you need to learn to do before you can start marketing and potentially generating leads and making money. But if you're given the right tools, if you're given a tool that says to you, here's step 1, do this, here's step 2, do this, here's step 3, do this, here's step 4, do this, here's step 5, do this, and here, in this case, here's step 6, do this. If you do it, okay, all of that learning process has just been compressed from, 6 weeks, 3 months, however long you've got, to a week or a day. Because the learning process you're going to go through is actually really no more than a few hours. but you just got to go through it, because everybody has to go through a learning process when they learn something new. So that's what you're going to find out about tonight. You're going to find out about a tool that is going to compress time. Okay, it's going to take that huge time frame, whatever that is for you, because you're doing it part-time, or the majority of you are, and it's going to take it down to this. So now's an excellent time.
Absolutely. Make sure you have your pen and notepad handy. I've got mine because I can always learn something new, and by learning something new I can help somebody else. So make sure you've got that. Write down any questions that you've got in that notebook, because actually we're going to tell you that writing stuff down and journaling your thoughts, your experiences, and what you do day to day is absolutely key to your success, because everything you learn is something that you can show somebody else. So without further ado, love to have you here, guys, to explain how it all works and comes together.
You need to unmute.
Unmute yourself and
there we go.
Yay!
Now we're learning this technological stuff. There we go. Holy cow! I can even learn how to say the word while I'm saying it.
You're supposed to be professional.
Exactly. So you know, it's interesting. Chris, that when I got started online, I was told something extremely similar to what you were told. I found this handbook. I had been looking at the internet marketing industry, the make money online industry, for about 6 months now, and you know, my family all told me I was nuts. My family all said you're crazy. And they are like, you need to make sure that you have $15,000, $20,000 saved up before you start a business, just so you can fund your business and whatnot, and you know, all these other things. And so I kind of listened to them at the time, because I hadn't gone to college. I was a college dropout. I lived in my parents' basement, and I wasn't making all that much money, and I didn't have a savings account. So I was like, well, they're more successful than me, so maybe I should listen to them, right? And over the next few months, these things just kept kind of like digging at me, nagging at me of why I was not happy with my current situation. Not that I didn't love working in the restaurant industry with my parents, because it was just absolutely amazing to work with them, and it was so much fun learning everything that we learned there, as well as learning the truly what it means for hard work. You know, you get off of a 14-hour shift, and then all of a sudden the basement floods, and you're like, okay, time for another 8-hour shift right away after I just got done here. And you know, you really learn what hard work means, and we're actually able to put that into practice over the last like 2.5 weeks here since we got back from Bali. But you know, after nagging, just things coming at me like, you know, I'm really just not happy with the fact that I have no life. It just kept hitting me again and again and again in all these different ways. And finally, the turning point for me was, hold on, I gotta make my hair look professional. There we go. Finally, it was 5 days before Christmas. It was it was 3 days before Christmas in 2008. It was 5 days after my very first nephew Mason was born. And I went over to my brother's house. I drove out to my brother's house to visit him, and I remember sitting there. My brother and his wife at the time, they both worked full-time from home. And I remember holding my nephew, and I have a dream I want to have a family. I want to have kids someday, you know, after I'm grown up, which I don't know when that'll be, but I want to have kids. And at that point in time, you know, I was sitting there looking at my nephew, holding him, and it hit me right then and there that if I had a business, which was the restaurant industry, that I was going to take over from my parents someday, that I would never truly have freedom. That while I would be a business owner, the business would really own me, you know, and it hit me right then and there that I needed to do something different. I needed to make a change, and instantly I decided that I was going to do something different. Now, it took about 3 weeks for me to get credit cards in the mail, but I also at the same time discovered this book back in the day that talked about building your own system, branding yourself, and all this amazing stuff. And it wasn't Mike Dillard's book, it was a different book, an amazing book. It shared some amazing concepts. The issue lied in the fact that I got started with this thing, and I followed what this book said, and it had me building websites. And I'm like, okay, so I start building websites with this program, and it's telling me how to come up with ideas on what to put on my website. I'm like, well, I don't know what to put on my website. So after 5 months of building this website, I don't even have a capture page on there. I have nothing that I'm selling. I can't figure anything out. It doesn't make any sense to me, because they're trying to make me not only go through the sales process and understand the sales process, but put the entire sales process together, which slowed me down for 5 months, and it slows most people down. I was $18,000 spent after 5 months and had nothing to show for it. It was just absolutely crazy. Then, as I was looking around, I saw this guy who was one of the top earners inside of the company I was in at the time, and I contacted him. And I said, "Hey man, what are you doing? I am just like I'm going broke here trying to figure this thing out. What are you doing? And he sent me this link. He said, this is what I do. So I go over to this link and I watch this video, and it's introducing me to a system that's pre-built. That's pretty much what I was attempting to try and build, only theirs actually worked. It actually looked good. It actually had videos on it. It actually had capture forms on it that linked up with stuff. I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been trying to build myself. This is amazing. And you know, there was like, it was like $1 free trial or $1 trial or something like that for this thing. And just as you guys talked about, I was like, oh my God, I'm committed to this thing. Once I got in, there were steps, you know, so I started going through these steps, and it's interesting because the thing about it is a lot of people will get inside and they'll say, oh, there's more I have to do besides just sign up for the $1 trial? You mean to tell me that I actually have to do something after that? And most people will stop right there. Well, I was committed to setting this thing up, and it actually took, I think it took me like 8 hours, 10 hours or something to set this up, because there was a really difficult, really complicated setup process with the email autoresponder that was built into there, which we don't have anymore. We have a much more simple push button thing that goes on with that that we're really excited about. But the thing about it was I finally saw a way where I didn't have to understand everything. I just had to follow what they were going to teach me. and you know, I remember still not understanding. I said, okay, I know that I have this system now. I get that I have this system, but I don't understand why someone's going to want to join me, or why that's going to make someone want to spend money with me, or why that would make someone want to buy stuff from me. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense, right? Like, none of it made sense to me at this point in time. And I don't know if someone said something to me or if I just had an epiphany at the moment. I said, you know what? These people that put this system together, they know what they're doing. Like, they're clearly in the leaderboards. You know, they were in like number 2 or 3 position at that point in time in the leaderboards of their company that they were marketing. And I said, man, they're clearly making money, and they know what they're doing. And more importantly, other people were saying, you know what, I'm getting results with this. And I said, I could sit here and say, I don't understand this, and I need to understand everything before I get into action mode. Or I could simply start going through the process, trust them that it works, do what they tell me to do, and see if I get results. And what happened was I did start getting results. I started getting leads. I started getting signs. Literally, not like weeks later. It was like days. It was like hours, you know. My very first lead, who's on my team now till this day, started working with me a little over a year ago. He's a rock star in my team now. He was my first lead ever generated with that system. And so I started getting leads. I started getting, things started happening. 5 days later, I had my first $600 a day. I didn't know why. I was like, I don't know why that's happening. It was like, holy cow, this is amazing. I don't get why it's happening. It wasn't until about 2 or 3 weeks later that everything kind of started fitting together. I'm like, okay, now I understand why that happened there. Now I'm understanding. It started falling into place. You see, when I joined a different company, and this is years later, I joined a different company, and I actually joined the company because I was talking to a good friend of mine, and I said, he said, hey, I'm going to Vegas this weekend, so I'll be out of touch for a minute. And I said, well, I want to go to Las Vegas. And he said, well, join me in this company, and they're having a company event in Las Vegas. You can come. I'm like, okay, well, give me the link. I'll join the company so I can come to the event in Las Vegas and hang out. So I joined the company, and I did not understand the comp plan for the life of me. It just didn't make sense to me. The numbers weren't crunching right. And so I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking this thing over. I looked this comp plan over 15, 16 times. How does this all work? How does this fit together? It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. And I get there, and he introduces me to the director of marketing there. Because I was already a seasoned marketer at this point, so he wanted to introduce me and let me meet the owners and whatnot. And I said, you guys, just one thing is really, if you could do me one thing and just explain some of this stuff here with the comp plan, I'm just totally confused on it. And the guy looked me square in the eye and said, you want to know something, Jordan? Do you want to know how to understand that comp plan like that? I said, yeah, that's what I'm asking you. He said, if you want to understand it, go out and make money. Because when you start seeing the money rolling in, you'll start to understand where it's coming from. And folks, when you start seeing the stuff happening, when you start seeing the leads coming in, even if at first you don't get it, you'll understand it later. If you start seeing the commissions rolling in, even if you don't understand it at first, you'll start getting it later. And this way you at least have a result to speak of while you're learning why it's actually happening. It's so much more powerful than the other way around. So before we get into, we're going to teach you guys some stuff tonight. We're going to talk about the sales process, how it should fit together, why it fits together that way. And before we get into that, though, I want to pass it over to Angela to let her say whatever she wants to say, or just get into that, whatever she feels.
Well, sure. So a couple questions actually for Chris and Susan. You guys had wanted us to go over sales funnels, and we weren't sure. Did you guys want us to actually like explain the funnel, or did you want us to actually show people like by a screen share like how it actually works and fits together?
Now, the best way, I think, is actually to explain it, if you can, because we want to keep it really, really simple. And at the end of the day, at any point during this training, they can, in fact, go and create their account anyway, just clicking below the video. So I think that's, that's the perfect way to explain it, to be honest.
Cool. Awesome. I think that's perfect. Well, fantastic. So, yeah, basically, like I was saying before, when I got started online, I was taught to do all sorts of complicated stuff. Chris and Susan were taught to do all sorts of complicated stuff. You actually figured things out, like, really, really fast because of the fact that you've had a system, right?
After the first 6 months of not making any money and spending $18,000, yeah, I mean, if that's quickly, yes.
Well, for me, it took 4 years. For me, it took quite a bit longer than that. So what we want to show you guys tonight is like how everything sort of fits together. And some of you guys may not even understand like what a lead is. So we're gonna like literally start from the basics and then work our way through. Maybe a review for some of you guys that are here. But for those of you who it is a review for, please bear with us because we do have some really just exciting stuff to share with you. So basically the way that a sales funnel works, and this is online, this is offline, this is pretty much how it works across the board, is you have what's called, this is online specifically, it would be called a lead capture page, okay? And a lead capture page is basically where you go and you fill in your email address. The whole purpose of the page is to generate what's called a lead, all right? So basically, you've got all sorts of different types of websites out there that have all sorts of information on them. A lead capture page is different. It maybe has a headline, and then it has sometimes a video, sometimes there's no video, sometimes it's just a headline and then a place for somebody to enter in their email. And usually on the lead capture page, there's a promise for more information once somebody has filled in their email. Probably one of the reasons you're on this Hangout is because you've been on a page like that before. Maybe you're on Chris and Susan's list or you're on one of their team members' lists, but you probably filled in your email address at some point of a time into some kind of a lead capture page, and that's how you ended up here on this Hangout with us tonight. Then what happens after somebody fills in their information on the lead capture page is they go to a sales video. And this is online, because offline, like I said before, in MLM and in all these different types of work from home businesses, a lot of times you have a system. Well, online, what's really cool about online is that you don't have to be the system. You don't have to be the person that's doing the selling. You don't have to be the person that's trying to do three-way calls and go to your friends and family and have hotel meetings and all that sort of thing, because there's sales videos online that will actually do all of the selling for you. All right, so you send traffic, which is website visitors, to a lead capture page, and we'll talk about how you can get traffic here in just a moment, because that's the part that people get the most confused on. I know for me, that's what held me back for 4 years. I couldn't figure out how to get enough visitors to my lead capture page that would then go and watch the sales video, because you can get that to happen. You have enough people going through what's called your sales funnel, all right? You have enough people going through, then you have enough people that are making a decision to buy, and you're then making money, all right? So people watch the sales video, and then what happens is, some of them will decide to get started right away. Some of them will sit on the sidelines for a little bit, right? And the ones that are sitting on the sidelines, since you have their email address, what you're able to do is then actually go and send them an email. What you're able to do is send them an email and give them more information about that product or a similar product that they originally filled in their email address and kind of raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested in this, tell me more. All right, that's kind of how the whole process fits together. That's how the whole process works. It's what's been going on online for years. It was what was going on online when I got started 6 years ago and struggled. But here's the problem with that process in most cases. In most cases, step one is to get traffic to go to the lead capture page that then goes to the sales video. And in most cases, what happens is you join a system, or you join a company, or you join a leader, and they say, okay, great, you're in. Now here's the learning manual. Go learn how to do Facebook marketing. Go learn how to do paid ads. Go learn how to do solo advertising. Go learn how to do mail outs. Go learn how to do all these different things. Google AdWords, Bing advertising. And you're sitting there and you're like, man, I just wanted to make $100 this week online, and now I've got a manual this thick of information that I got to learn before I can do that. That's what happened to me, you know, and I struggled for years because of it, because I didn't understand how to write the right ad. I didn't understand how to do the right headline on my lead capture page. I didn't understand how to build a lead capture page, for that matter. You know, when I got online, you know, right now there's, you know, softwares and things out there that make it easier for the new person. When I got online, that stuff didn't really exist. At least it wasn't as prominent as it is now. So, you know, what Jordan and I came up with to kind of simplify this process, we literally, this is not something that's been going on for very long. It's something about 5 weeks ago. We got together and you know, we started thinking about what if a new person, rather than having to go through all of these, you know, training courses and trying to figure out, you know, different types of advertising and trying to figure out how to write the right ads and the right headline and all that kind of stuff, what if the new person could just come in, and what if we could just send the traffic for them, right? Or our traffic providers could send traffic for them to the lead capture page, and what if that traffic was able to then fill in their email address and watch a sales video, and what if we had it converting so high with our very own traffic resources that people started making money in their first 7 days? What if we were able to do that? Because this is the truth, and this is what Chris and Susan were talking about a little bit earlier. You know, most people won't stick around for the amount of time that I or Jordan or Chris and Susan stuck around in order to break through. Most people will quit after, you know, a week or 2 or 3 weeks of not getting a result. And here's what we know. We know that if we can show you how to make $100 this week online, you'll stick with us forever. You'll stick with Chris and Susan forever. You'll stick with whoever brought you to this webinar forever until we can show you more stuff on how to earn a 5-figure monthly income. Because I'm going to be straight with you. You know, you need to learn some higher level skills to get to the level of income that I'm at, or that Jordan's at, or that Chris and Susan are at. You know, we've worked very, very hard to get to where we're at right here, right now, and the income level that we have achieved. But the bottom line is that if you can get a result now, you'll stick around long enough to go through that manual, to learn those higher level skills, and to start, you know, being able to earn a 5-figure monthly income, earn enough money to quit your job, earn enough money to stay home with your kids, earn enough money to go on vacations whenever you want to. Jordan and I just got back from a 3.5-week vacation in Bali, and we spent like a week, you know, beforehand just packing and getting ready, and a week after just literally trying to recover from the jet lag. So, I mean, it was like nearly a 6-week vacation that we had, that we really weren't working too much at all, because of the fact that we've got this income. We've got, you know, residual income coming in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, whether we're working or not. So that's how the whole process works. I want to go ahead and pass it over to Jordan and let him kind of give his thoughts, and we'll kind of pass it over to Chris and Susan and just have
before we get into that, folks, was that process explained? Like, was that clear enough? Does anyone have any questions before we move forward? You know, you could probably type anything in down below in the comment stream. Pressure is yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Wow, there's people pouring on here like crazy right now. I'm not seeing any questions on that page right now. Maybe I'll refresh it. I haven't seen any more comments come in recently. You know, that's ultimately it, folks. It really is as simple as, you know, like Angela was talking about before, we used to be the sales process. You know, she used to be the sales process. I remember that company I got involved with, that I went to Las Vegas to get involved in, I actually kind of backtracked a little, wherein I went from using online marketing to them saying, you need to do meetings with your friends and family, you need to do offline meetings, you need to get people to show up at events, and then you need to stand up in front of the room and speak to people and explain things to them. And I'm not knocking that concept. Some people love doing it. Some people get phenomenal results doing it. I'm never going to knock you if you decide to do that. But just to explain how this fits into the whole process is, when someone puts in their email address, they're basically saying, yes, I want to come to your live meeting. Now, when they land on this sales video page, you're essentially standing there showing them the entire thing that you would show them up in front of the room, except it happens while you're off doing anything. You know, like I don't know how many hundreds of people I got to watch a sales video today personally, and that doesn't include the literally thousands of people that are already involved in this thing. You guys, we've been around for 4 days. Today is we're just going up on, what would that be, 96 hours. We're just coming up on 96 hours. We're actually just about at the 90-hour mark right here, and we already have 2,400 members that have decided to get started with this thing because they see the vision, they see how simple it is. They go through the process that we just taught you. The person lands on the cash page, puts their information in, watches the video, and says, hey, I would actually like this because I can do the exact same thing that I just did. All I have to do is get inside, take that free 7-day test drive, which you guys can do by clicking the button down below. When you get over to that page, just fill in your information. Yes, we ask for a credit card. That's to validate that you're a real person, and it's not robots trying to get into our system or anything like that. You know, we've read the book Attack of the Robot Wars or whatever like that, and you know, we got to be prepared for that stuff. So we cannot allow robots into the system. You know, once you get inside, you'll literally follow that 6-step process that Chris was laying out. And it's not, I mean, here's the most beautiful part about it, folks, is a lot of times you get in something and it's like, oh, there's a 6-step setup process. Well, our 6-step setup process actually involves you marketing. So by the time you get done with it, it's not like, okay, now that I'm set up, now I got to go out and market. No, by the time you're set up, it's like, okay, now I go do some of the steps again so I can get more people over to here. Now I go tell other people about this even, you know, while that stuff is happening, because quite honestly, some of that stuff doesn't happen. Like, it's not going to get you a result. Like, the second you finish, it's going to be like, oh, I got 20 signups. Maybe. I'm not saying it won't happen because we've seen amazing. It's happening. Amazing things are happening. People are getting signups like crazy. But what I'm saying is, you know, you can choose to sit and just wait until it all happens, or you can choose to go out there and say, you know what, this is amazing, and I need to tell other people about this, right? Like, this is absolutely phenomenal. I need to tell other people about this. And how do you do that? You know, you just tell other people about it. You send them through the sales process. You don't have to explain anything. That is the most beautiful part about a system. And, you know, even further than that, guess what? You don't have to train anyone. Because I remember back in the day when I got involved in other things wherein you know, I was actually afraid to sign people up into the first thing I was involved in because I said, I don't know what to do with them. Once they get started, what am I going to do? What am I going to teach them? How to spend $15,000 and make zero? Like, what? I don't understand what I have to give them once they decide to get started with me. So the thing about it is when someone gets started with you, you don't have to teach them anything. We have the process in place. We do the training for you. We have, you know, everything is not entirely in place yet, folks, because we literally launched this 4 days ago, and we launched it for our team members. We thought this thing was going to grow, you know, a little bit like this, and it literally grew like this. And we're like, okay, apparently we need to move faster. I didn't know we had to move this fast. I didn't know we had to move this fast, but we have to move this fast. So we're getting everything lined up. There's a lot of training in place inside of there. We're going to start doing weekly training calls in certain areas and other things like that. But the point being is we have the support. We have 24/7 live chat support. We have the training done for you. And why this is so beautiful, and listen to this, this is so important. This is one of the biggest pieces of information that has helped me to go on and recruit a ton of people into different businesses, sell a ton of different products, feel comfortable doing it, and really first break through from saying, oh my God, what am I going to do with people, to finally being able to bring someone into my team. As soon as I understood this concept, I said, you know what? I can plug them in with the same information that I learned. I don't have to teach them anything, and it instantly made me comfortable. Now, here's the thing, folks. What happens in a lot of companies is they say, okay, here's your getting started guide, and you go through this, and then as soon as you're done with the getting started guide, or typically like halfway in, it's like, now when you bring a new member in, here's how you coach them. It's like, dude, I haven't even brought a new member in yet, and you guys are scaring me by telling me that I have to spend 2 hours on the phone with someone when I bring someone in and teach them all the stuff that I don't even know yet? Oh my gosh, slow down a little bit. I'm terrified now. I don't want to do this because I'm afraid to train people because I don't even know what I'm doing myself. And it's kind of like that telephone game. You guys ever play that telephone game when you were little where the teacher tells one person one thing and it goes down the line 15, 20 people, and all of a sudden this person says it to someone and they keep saying it. By the time it gets to the end, the teacher says, what did I say? And it's all messed up because someone missed a word here and someone changed the word here and someone missed a word there, and all of a sudden the entire message is off. Well, how can we expect brand new people who don't even understand the whole marketing process yet to turn around and then teach people what they don't know? You can't. And that's wherein lies the problem, but we didn't have the technology that we have nowadays. They didn't have that 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They didn't have this. What we do now, right? We have it now. And so you can literally get started and not know a dang thing and get someone else started at the same time. You could literally get someone started seconds after you if you wanted to. If you had someone waiting, you could get them started seconds after you, and they could outproduce you because they could literally go through the process just as fast as you and whatnot, and learn as much stuff as you, right? So you don't have to teach them anything. And therein lies the speed of the process. We can get it out to more people faster. We can help you succeed faster. Your team can succeed faster. Even if you don't understand that you are going to be bringing people in and selling stuff to them, you can help more people succeed faster, and we can get the message out to everyone a whole lot faster. So, Chris, Susan, I mean, do you guys, what else would you like us to talk about here tonight? What do you guys want to throw in?
Well, I don't know if we can talk as fast as you can, George.
I'm excited. Well, I got 9 hours of sleep last night, too.
Oh, well, I'm really pleased to hear it, because guys, you won't know the work that has actually gone into this. We've been working very closely with these guys since Sunday, when they first connected with us and asked us if we'd have a look and what did we think and stuff. That they have just absolutely dedicated to helping you get started and really and truly start making sales, start making money and achieving success straight out the bat. And seriously, people are, you know, we're not hyping this up, we're not making it up. We're in the Facebook group where we've seen people getting started. You know, he's already said 2,400 members already. Some of those people are like having instantaneous success. They've never made money before. We watched videos today of people really emotional. They've not made money before, now they're making money. For us, it's the greatest feeling in the world, and I know it is for Angela and Jordan as well. And we don't say that lightly. We're very British. We don't hype anything. No, we sit back.
Are you going to stand on your chair?
No, we sit back and we look and we listen and we watch what's going on, and then we make a statement or make an announcement. This is one of those times where we were just completely blown away with what we saw. In fact, we had a day off Sunday, a complete day off. We like to have Sundays, absolutely, that's family time. And we took the day off, and we were contacted to have a look, and we're going, but it's our day off. And we said, do you know what, I don't know why, we just said, do you know what, we are really going to look at this. So we found a way to listen to what the guys had said. They produced a video training for us to listen to. We listened to it in the car on the way to the seaside, because that's where we were going. And we were just like, no, they're doing what? They're doing that? What? Is that really true? Is this possible? Because it really does sound like it's not possible, but we're going to tell you it truly is possible. I think you've got some stuff, you wrote some notes down that you want to talk about.
Well, I just want to sort of try and encapsulate this, because we've been going just coming up for an hour, and you know, we like to try and keep these things round about to an hour if we can. And I just want to sort of put the whole thing into perspective for you, because you know, Jordan was saying that, you know, you follow the systems, and one of the things that he'd experienced was, you know, you start reading the manual, however you get the manual, and you get halfway through it, and then they start to tell you how to teach new people, and you haven't even got through the manual yet, and you know, let alone find somebody and then earn some money from it. But this is a process about you earning money as quickly as you possibly can. Now, Jordan mentioned you got a 7-day free trial. You got a 7-day free trial. What does that mean? That means that you can get in for free. You're not going to pay any money for 7 days.
Test drive it.
You can test drive it. But the thing is the setup process, the setup manual, if you like, literally will take you hours. We're not talking days or weeks.
Or months.
Or months. So within your 7 days, you could do that. You could probably go through that system and start doing what it says to do about 5 times at least, because it's literally not that difficult. Now, the thing is while you're going through that process, you're going to experience learning. Now, learning comes in different forms, and you know, you can learn from watching a video, you can learn from reading a book, you can learn from listening to an audio. That's one way of learning. The biggest problem that most people have, and us included, is that you learn and then you don't implement. But the best way of learning is implementing. It's learning from experience. Okay, and that's what we found. You know, we really have truly found, and I'm sure that there's many things, if you think back in your life, that you've made a decision to do something and you go and do it, and you've experienced something and you think, oh, that was easy, or that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Like skiing.
But yeah, absolutely, like skiing. But it's you learn from experience, and that's exactly what you're going to do by going through the 6-step process in this system. Because as Angela said, she said you're actually going to be starting marketing as you're going through the process. And what that means is you're actually going to be learning by experience, because you're actually going to be saying, go and do this, you're going to go and do it, and you'll have experienced it. And what that means is you're going to then start to generate leads, you're going to start to generate income. But the fact that you don't know all of it, how it works, how it goes together, is not relevant at all. Because the relevant thing is that you can do it, you can follow it, and you can generate leads and you can generate money. What that does is it generates belief in you to expand it, and it generates not only belief, but it generates you what we're going to call cash flow to continue to expand your business, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a business. Okay, it's a business that requires investment of money, because all businesses do. Now, let me just explain 2 types of traffic to you. Both Jordan and Angela explained traffic. They mentioned traffic, and there's 2 types of traffic. There's free traffic, so you could go on Facebook and you can share your stuff out on Facebook.
If you know how to do it.
If you know how to do it. We do show you how to do it. We give you a few little tips in there. But the thing is, with free traffic, okay, is it tends to take a little bit longer, because it needs your time. You know, nothing is free in this world. You know, and there's a difference between free and pay. Well, free traffic doesn't cost you money, but it does cost you time. Not only your own time and your own expertise, but it will also take longer for you to generate the leads if you're only doing free traffic. And therefore it's going to take you longer to generate results. If you do paid traffic, okay, even though you know nothing about paid traffic, okay, if the system said to you, right, okay, invest $100 in some paid traffic, we'll send you the traffic, it'll generate leads, and some of those people will buy.
Angela explained it exactly how that funnel works.
Explained that the fact that you don't know the intricacies of who the funnel is and what the video is and where the traffic's coming from is totally and utterly irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, what we're after here is you getting results quickly. Now, once you start to get paid from your results, you can go, this is good. I've now got more money to buy more traffic to get more results. And that's the way it works. And that's exactly what this funnel is set up to do for you. So one thing I am going to tell you right now up front, okay, come in, test it for 7 days. If you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. Nobody's going to think any of the worse of you. But what I am going to suggest to you is don't come in expecting very quick results with only doing free traffic. Okay, this is primarily, it's a paid traffic funnel, because we want you to get results quick. The traffic sources that Jordan and Angela have got are superb. Have we tested them? Yes, we have. Do they work? Yes, they do. We can say that to you. You know, we know that Angela and Jordan have tested them. Did they work? Of course they did. Have hundreds of other people tested them? Yes, they have. Did they work? Of course they did. So the thing is you don't have to know the knowledge. You don't need to know where it comes from. You don't need to know how it works. Okay? You just need to believe in the system, test it out, and see it work for you. And that's all I'm going to say, because effectively all you're going to be doing is earning while you're learning by experience. That's what you're doing.
Exactly, and I was just going to add to that before I pass back to Angela and Jordan for their final words, is to say that, you know, you're coming into something that's brand new. You're going to have to learn new skills. We're making that as easy as possible for you, but you have to be what we call the very best apprentice that you could be in your own business. And I want you to go into this, just like Chris has said and just like the other guys have said, understanding that this is a business, it's not a hobby. And I'm going to say it again, it's a business, it's not a hobby. If you come in here expecting to do nothing whatsoever and you don't follow the steps and you don't complete each of the steps that we told you you would need to go through, then don't expect the results. You know, we're going to be honest.
I'd say don't, if you want to do that, don't bother, because it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
There is no point whatsoever. We really and truly want you to learn the skills that have taken us months and years to learn, that have taken Angela and Jordan years to learn. We shortcut that for you, and I say we, meaning they, have shortcut that for you, but we know what they're talking about because we're experienced in the industry. This will take you from being a newcomer in the industry right through to becoming a seasoned professional, because as you learn and get the confidence and your belief levels go up and up and up and up, and you see the results and your people that you share it with start having the results, and you share your results and they share their results, that's when the magic happens. And you're here tonight waiting for the magic to happen, and you really don't have to wait any longer at all, because as we've said, if you're a guest here, either of ours, of Angela's or Jordan's or one of our team members, then this is the time to make that decision that Chris talked about right at the very beginning, and we give you the opportunity to do that. There's a link that is just below this video here. All you have to do is click it. It doesn't bite.
Fill in a form. You
fill in a form and you take your free trial. That's all you have to do. And if it's not for you at the end of 7 days, it doesn't matter. Be happy you've made a decision and you said, I've tried that, it's not what I wanted, finished. But I guarantee you, when you see what's behind the little button at the bottom here, you're going to be very, very, very impressed. So thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. Have you got some final words?
You know, mainly I just want to say thank you to both of you, because, you know, Jordan and I put this system together, but we definitely wouldn't be where we are, and the system wouldn't be as progressive as it is without you guys' help. You guys have been incredible, incredible help to us over the course of the past few days, just getting everything in line and getting everything in order so that we can get this thing out. You know, like Jordan mentioned earlier, we had no idea how fast and how big this would get in a matter of literally 4 days. We launched this thing to the public on Sunday night, and we, like Jordan mentioned earlier, we thought like a few people outside of our own personal team would use it. And this morning, and I'm sure that there's like a lot more now even, but this morning when we looked at our back office, there was literally over 1,700 members inside of 4 days. So it's been growing very, very fast, and we definitely couldn't have kept it growing at that rate without the help of incredible leaders like Chris and Susan. So we just want to thank you so much. We really, really appreciate all your help and support.
Absolutely. You know, for those of you that like numbers, you know, we went to bed last night. We're like, you know, I think we had like, you know, it was under like just over 1,600 members or something like that. I don't even remember. The numbers are growing so fast. And we woke up this morning and it was like there was like a little over 100 new members or so, 150, 200 new members or whatever. And we've been awake now for 7.5 hours. We woke up at like 7:30 this morning.
They're all refresh.
And there are over 2,400 new members right now. And there was 2,403 when I checked, like, you know, I don't know.
I didn't even realize we were over 2,000. Oh my gosh, really?
You gotta scroll that down. Yeah.
I'm trying to. It's just, there we go. Now it's not frozen.
It's really far.
Okay, so I'm scrolling down the page here. And let me actually just drag this thing down.
Yeah, we've had like 10 people join in the past half hour while being on this Hangout.
2,404 new members. And literally, we launched this thing 4 days ago. And, you know, the funny thing about how we launched it, too, you know, Chris and Susan didn't find out about it till 4 days ago. Nobody really knew about it till 4 days ago because what we wanted to do was something different. We've been talking this whole time about having the new person be able to win, the new person that's never experienced success online before be able to come into our system and be able to make a sale their first week, have a small success that you stick around long enough to learn how to make a 5-figure monthly income with us, because that's really our goal for you. We just know that it takes skill level to be able to do that, and we know that you won't stick around with us unless you make money right away. So you got to make money, you know, within your first week or two with us. And so what we did was really, really different. What we did was we launched the system last Wednesday to only cold traffic. Now, if you're brand new and you don't know what that means, there's a lot of different types of ways to get traffic. Facebook paid ads are what I would consider warm traffic because the people are a little bit more warmed up to you. They see your Facebook profile image. They can see you're a real person. Sorry, Susan, did you want to say something? Oh, she's muted. You're muted there.
Sorry, I was just making sure you could see the Jordan could see the comments, because I can't. I've only got my mobile device and I can't see them enough. And I just want to make sure we answer anything. So I do apologise for interrupting you.
Yeah, no, you're fine, absolutely. So yeah, he's got the page up there, and we'll make sure to address those.
Yep.
So basically, what we wanted to do is something different. We wanted to make sure, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that a new person would be able to come in and plug in with our same resources and actually have success. And so what we did, you know, we have influence in the industry. We could have gone to other leaders in the industry. We could have gone to our team. We could have gone to literally hundreds of people that we know and launched this to them and said, hey, you know, you guys go tell your people, and their people will tell their people. And what that would have done, you know, is let a lot of people that are already at the top continue to have success, and the little guys still wouldn't have won. And so what we wanted to do is actually launch this to people that had never heard of us before. We wanted to launch this to totally cold traffic that didn't know us from Adam, and what happened was extraordinary. What happened was we brought in 188 people inside of 60 hours that had never heard of Angela or Jordan before. They didn't join us because we were authorities in the industry. They joined us because we had a sales process in place that they could see working for them. And so then when we brought it to, you know, live to the public and just did a big launch on Sunday, we had, you know, just the results have been overwhelming, and the success stories that Jordan and I have received are staggering. I mean, literally, our Facebook profiles, our Facebook inboxes, rather, are just filling up with all sorts of, you know, thank you messages and things like that, which, I mean, quite honestly, it's been like a really, really emotional day for both of us. I had a
been walking around crying all the time lately. Because we're just so excited for everyone, and everyone's just, I'll let her get into it. It's
just, it's phenomenal. I mean, for the longest time, you know, he and I have been trying to help people make money on the internet, and, you know, we've had team members that have made 5 figures in a month. We've had team members that have created 6-figure incomes, but, you know, we've sponsored hundreds of people, and it wasn't enough that a few people were able to rise to the top. We wanted to have everyone rise to the top, and for the first time in literally ever since I've been on the internet, since I got started in this industry, and I didn't get started to make a ton of money. I was already making a bunch of money in insurance. I got started to change lives, and for the first time, I feel like I have something at my fingertips that's able to help people change lives, and the proof is just in the pudding. You know, I've seen it all over our Facebook group. You know, when you click link down below and you do get started, you'll be invited into our private Facebook group where, you know, you're gonna meet our entire community, because we're like a family. You know, this is not some, you know, just program out there on the internet where you join it and then everybody forgets about you and you're left there all by your lonesome trying to start a business, you know, from home. Yes, you're from home, and yes, you might be alone there with your laptop, but you're not alone, because all of us here Chris and Susan, myself and Jordan. We're here to support you, and you'll see that as soon as you get started. We've got our assistants, allowing people into the Facebook group. It's a closed group, so you got to be a member before you get accepted, which again you can do at any time just by clicking the link down below this video. You can get started with us. We'll accept you into the group. You'll be a part of the family, and you'll see the amount of success that's just happening literally all over the world. I mean, we're in England right now broadcasting to you guys, and Jordan and I live out here in Fort Collins, Colorado. So it's just overwhelming. It's amazing. I'm super excited to have had Chris and Susan have us out. We feel honored and privileged to be here and sharing this information with you. And we're really looking forward to being a part of all of your success. I don't have anything else. Did you want to add anything?
We've got some questions that people have asked.
Oh yeah. That's right.
We've got some questions people have asked. So let me scroll down for a little bit here. And okay, so one question is, how much do I need to get the traffic? Well, one of the things, folks, is we wanted to make sure that first and foremost, we wanted to make sure that people would get results. So we originally had a higher priced packages because we wanted to make sure that people were sticking enough money in to get results with that traffic. And what we realized is that with a lower price package, people should still be able to get results. Now, it's not a guarantee that you'll get as many results as we are with that number, but what we're saying is we've got traffic packages for everyone, and the results are so staggering, we were actually able to lower down the minimum price, the minimum traffic package, because we believe that those are going to get phenomenal results as well. While we've tested tens of thousands of clicks, you can get started for as little as 125 clicks inside of our traffic package, and that's just $100. So that should answer that question. I saw
a question earlier.
Top. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I saw a question earlier about how do you get the traffic. Like we were talking about before, the really, really cool part about this particular system is by the time you're done with the 6 steps inside, you'll have literally been done with your marketing. So that's actually one of the steps. It's step 4. So don't skip ahead to step 4. Make sure to absolutely go through step 1, step 2, step 3. Then when you get to step 4, you'll notice that you can get what we call our push button traffic, which is the same exact traffic that Jordan and I get on a weekly basis to earn the money that we earn online. And then in step 5, we'll show you, how to get some Facebook traffic, how to leverage Facebook and start getting traffic like that. And like Chris said, this system was primarily built for paid traffic. We wanted somebody to be able to come in, pay a little bit of money, get a result, put more money back into marketing and be able to scale their business up. That was our vision, that was our goal, because really in this type of a business, you get in so that you can have time freedom. And if you're sitting there having to post on the social networks and things like that, to me, that's not time freedom, because I want to be able to be out and about, doing what I like doing and have money kind of building up in the background for me. That's what paid traffic allows you to do. That's why we focused all of our attention on building a system that converts with paid traffic and will allow you to make money while you're out and about doing things. But we do understand that some of you here are on a shoestring budget and you need to be able to get a lot of your marketing out there for a very low cost or even free in the beginning. And so we do offer in step 5, we offer how to use Facebook and how to leverage Facebook without being annoying. Some of you guys have been in this industry maybe for a little bit and you get those annoying spammy messages. We're not teaching you to do that. We hate that stuff. We wouldn't teach you to do that because we hate getting those messages, and we know if we teach you to do them, we're going to get a whole bunch of spammy messages too. So I don't want my Facebook inbox blowing up with spammy messages. But we do teach you some cool strategies there in step 6, so feel free to check those out.
Step 6. No, that's step 5.
Step 5.
For now, anyway, we've been switching the thing around, and we got some more stuff coming, folks. I want to answer a few more of these questions, but I want to let you know something really cool that we have coming. Like Angela said, messaging people on Facebook and chatting with them and bringing them through a process. I'm not saying don't do that. If you like doing that, if it's something you're good at, do it. But to teach a brand new person who doesn't understand anything how to go through the sales process and bring people through a process while you're talking to them, and understanding the psychology. It's like teaching someone how to get on the phone and close sales on the phone. It's not something the brand new person can just immediately be good at without going through months of doing it or weeks of doing it and going through literally having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of conversations. At least that's my opinion. I believe that. I don't believe someone can become good at selling someone face-to-face or on the phone or by typing without a lot of practice, without understanding the psychology and all that. And a lot of other things out there will teach you, hey, if you just send this message to someone, then they might reply this, then you can reply this, then they can reply this, and it never happens that way. You know, you might have seen some messages out there like, hey, I just want to connect with like-minded people and really want to get to know each other, and we don't like spamming. Well, what are you doing? I mean, I've seen the same message come in 4 times a day from people who are spamming me, right? And so what we wanted to do was create marketing that actually pulls people towards you, that pulls people towards clicking on your link. You're not shoving your thing in their face. We're teaching you some really simple things on Facebook to just get people to know who you are and make them aware that you exist. And then when they see these other things, they're actually being drawn into what it is you're posting. It's something I've been doing for years now, and it's worked really well. I've literally created a 5-figure monthly income on Facebook. It's been absolutely amazing. And so I'm not saying you can go create a quick 5-figure monthly income doing just that, right? That's why we have the paid traffic strategies. But getting into one of the last questions here, Charles wants to know, what does a startup cost? It's free. When you click on the button, it's free to get started, right? It's a 7-day free test drive, provided that you decide to take action in your first 60 minutes after clicking on that. We have a timer on there. And when you land on that page, you have 60 minutes to get started, or you're never going to see that free offer again at all. It goes away. It will not come back. And so... Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because we forgot to tell them that. So once you get on there, you have 60 minutes. It does say it on the page, though. The video pops up and says that you see that timer. But it's good that you're telling them. You got to complete the... And the reason we have that on there, folks, is because we know that if we work with people who are action takers, like Chris and Susan have been saying all night long or all day long, depending on where it's daytime for us, it's nighttime for some of you. If people plug in and are action takers, there's more urgency for them to get in and get moving. We want to work with the people that we know are going to plug in and not just put it on the shelf and let it sit and say, oh, well, 10 days later I didn't make any money. Like, what's going on? No. We want people that are going to plug in, get moving, take action, because we know if we're working with action takers, we can help you get through that process. Now, again, you might not understand right away why you're getting results, but you can move forward and start getting results a whole lot faster, which means in turn you'll begin to understand that process a whole lot faster if you're an action taker. And so don't believe us. You know what? Feel free to wait the hour. We had one of our leaders, Bo, he said, you know what? I just had to see if this thing was true or not. He's like, I waited the full hour. He's like, and then I saw it switch to $47 a month, and lo and behold, I refreshed the page and I, opted in again, and it was still $47 a month. So I had to pay the $47 a month. And so, folks, don't believe us that's the case. But the bottom line is that is what it costs. We have payment processors in place, and someone wants to know how you're going to get paid out. We pay out on a weekly basis, but we hold for 30 days. To account for different refunds and things that are going to happen. That's typical in what we do. We hold for 30 days. After that first 30-day mark, though, you're going to get paid weekly. It's going to go into a thing online. You're going to be able to transfer the funds right over to your bank account and go from there. I mean, you might not transfer to your bank account. There's things you can set up where you get little debit cards or whatever else you want to do. It depends entirely on how you can get a check sent to you from there. But we're going to deposit the funds in there weekly, and you're going to be able to do what you will with that money. So that's how you get paid.
And for every person you refer that pays the $47 a month, I don't know if you just said this.
I did not say this.
I didn't think so. So for every person you refer who pays the $47 per month, you actually get paid $30 per month residually, which is really, really exciting. Really, really cool. We've got other income streams that are built into the system that you'll see when you
before you get into that, really quick, guys. If you guys are having any kind of bugs or issues or whatever, we have 24/7 live chat support on the site. There's a little hand that says, hey, we're here to help you. I don't even know what some of the stuff, I don't know what it means, right? So you could come to me. People are coming on Facebook to probably Chris and Susan, to other leaders and saying, what does this mean? Well, I don't know, and neither should they, because we didn't build the system. We actually have a guy that understands it, that built it, and he has people that he works with, and we have a support staff that understands that stuff. So get in touch with our 24/7 live chat support. With improvements are coming soon to that live chat support that are going to make it a whole lot easier for them to communicate with you and whatnot. Don't go off to someone that might be brand new to the system and ask them this, because it's scaring me. I'm like, you're saying things that I don't even know what they mean. It's scaring me, so I got to imagine it might scare a brand new person. It might scare Chris and Susan, even though they've built websites with file transfer protocol. That's what FTP means, by the way, Chris. Someone just type that in down there. So now I know too. I didn't know what it
meant either.
I'm like, I started thinking about it. I'm like, I actually have no clue what FTP means. Holy cow.
We got a tech genius in the call.
So, yeah, that's the first thing, folks. We do have 24/7 live chat support. Everything can go through there. They're there 24 hours a day. If they don't know answers, which some of them might not yet, because we literally instantly, like 2 days into it, they're like, dude, we need more staff. Okay, bring more staff on. Like, okay, so people are getting trained quickly. They might not know all the answers. We're putting together, literally putting together how-to videos for them, so they could literally send you a how-to video to find stuff, to fix stuff. We're putting together everything so that everything is just super duper easy and understandable. We're also going to have on that live chat support sometime soon, and we got to get them trained on this because, like I said, they don't even know the inner workings of everything, just like we don't even know the inner workings of everything because they're like they started on Monday, so this is not even 4 days in. And they're doing phenomenally.
They are.
We're going to have, it's called join.me. It's going to sync up with the thing. They will literally be able to log into your computer screen from their side. If you don't want them like touching certain things, you could end it. It's not like they're going to be able to hack into your computer or anything, but they can literally walk you through a step on your screen and explain it to you as they're going through it. It's just absolutely beautiful. We're all about the user experience. We want the people to make it really, really simple. And someone wanted to learn a little bit more of the nuts and bolts, which is what Angela was about to get into when I interrupted. And I apologize for doing that. I know we're in UK here, so interrupting is probably not okay. But I just had to do it anyway.
What specifically about the nuts and bolts?
You were about.
Can I interrupt quickly, guys? Can I interrupt quickly? Listen, it's just been phenomenal. And I know you're so excited, but I think people need to go away and make their decision now, because if we overload them with information, which we're very keen to do because we love what we're doing and we want them to see it, they might not it just might be too much, and I really want to get back with you guys again and have another hangout like this, and we can give them some more in-depth information. I mean, the stream of comments has been incredible. I haven't got my iPad, so I haven't been able to answer them, but we will go back between us and we'll answer all of the questions that you've raised in the comments section, because we want to make sure that we do that. We just can't answer all of them tonight because we will be here until this time tomorrow if we do that, and really and truly we want you to go and enjoy the experience. This is what you're here for tonight, to hear from us, to hear from Angela, to hear from Jordan, to see that what we're saying is true, that what we're saying exists. But the only way you are truly going to believe that it does is by creating your own account, going through the system, seeing that what we're saying exists, seeing that what we're saying will work for you when you follow the steps. That really and truly is it. We don't want you to hesitate any longer. If it's right for you, it's right for you. We look forward to welcoming you to the team. If it's not right for you, it's not right for you, and it doesn't matter. And we wish you all the success in life and whatever it is that you want to do. But other than that, we've had an amazing evening here in London. Don't know what the time is with you guys. It must be sort of afternoon time. We're going to go and have some supper now, because this is our supper time, and it's time that you got back and did some work. Because I mean, you've got to take that suit off and get on to live support.
Now that you told me I'm allowed to, oh my goodness, I've been waiting all day. Okay, so
guys, shut your eyes.
There we go. Oh, it's so much better. And then you go like this, right? Is that what the business people do? They loosen up.
Perfect. The end of the day, you just
unbutton the top when you're going to have a cheeky pint, right?
That's it, or a cheeky wine.
Yeah.
A cheeky wine.
Yep.
Guys, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for explaining what the system is and how to make money online and what a funnel is, and some of the terminology that has sort of been floating around on the internet and people have been a little bit unsure of. We like to be clear and descriptive, but you put it in a nutshell. Thank you so much, and have an awesome rest of the day, and we'll be back with another hangout. We'll let you all know when it's going to be, because we, of course, we've taught you, you put your name and email into a lead capture form, and that allows us to communicate with you. So watch out for some more information from us, and we look forward to you having that success you've already desired. Take care. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Awesome. Thank
Good
you
night,
guys so much for
guys.
having us. We're excited.
Bye.